In this quick look app review, we're going to be looking at NewsFlow by Tommi Laukkanen. This is a Google Reader client. It uses the Google Reader APIs to sort of create a mobile-friendly version of Google Reader. That does mean it needs an always-on connection. You're going to get the best performance of 3G and Wi-Fi, obviously, but I think that's fair enough for an application like this. It's obviously especially good if you're already a Google Reader user, but even if you're not, consider looking at this because it's one of the best way of consuming RSS feeds on your phone. You can see here we've gone into the All About Symbian feed, and if we just load up one of the stories, you can see how it works. Down the bottom here we've got left and right for going through other stories in the feed. You can see it's all happening very quickly indeed. There's a toolbar here for doing some other items, starring it, opening it in a web browser, tags, marking it as unread, sharing on Facebook and Twitter. Let's just go back to the main feed listing and then back to the home page. Here we can see that you've got the, as you'd expect for Google Reader, all items, unread items, starred items, so tying in very much with the functionality there. Just a quick look here, we've got the settings. If you don't like the white theme I've been showing, you can switch it to the black theme here. Now let's just go into the unread items. I'll show you another example of how it works. You can see it's loading things up very quickly here. So let's look at this Nokia E7 review, and just to show you it works just as well in landscape mode here. You've got the same easy access. It's loading back to portrait mode. Let's just bring up the toolbar here. I'll show you an example of opening in the web browser. This will kick off the built-in web browser and open up the appropriate link item in that. The performance here isn't great, but that's really not down to the application itself. It's the inbuilt browser there. We can see the stories now appeared. Let's switch back to the NewsFlow application. Returning to the list here, and this is a great way of accessing your RSS feeds on your phone. I think it's pretty quick. The performance is great. Now, one of the reasons for this is it's actually a pure Qt or QML application written entirely using QML and some JavaScript and some web technologies. Been very sickly implemented. Tommi Laukkanen is to be congratulated for a well implemented application. Good example of what can be achieved just using the sort of basic web technologies plus a bit of QML to do some of the user interface. So a good example of this application, one of the first that has appeared in Nokia's Ovi store.